Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Sim, thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So I came across this video yesterday, woke up to it, and I think, you all remember that, what's her name? Marjorie Taylor Greene once had a problem with Jasmine Crockett, right? Now, yesterday was Nancy Mace, right? So there was a hearing. Jasmine Crockett was talking and she said child, right? She did not say child. And Nancy Mercy just took it upon herself, like, became really very aggressive and saying, don't call me a child. I am not a child. And nobody called you a child, ma'am. But then you acted like a child too, because if you are not a child, you wouldn't have said what you said in that Congress. And she said, she's 47 years and let's go do it outside. You and who go do it outside? Our own star girl. I mean, Jasmine Crockett should come outside and do what we do. Do what we do. Our own black magic. I don't know if you understand. I mean, like, when I said star girl, you all know Jasmine Crockett. She is a superstar. So what will she be doing with you outside? Like, outside. Now, I am going to say this for those that do not understand. Democrats do not have the asset they have in Jasmine Crockett. That woman is everything. When I say everything, everything. She is cold. She is hot. She is warm. She is everything. Any black magic woman should possess, and she should be protected by all means. Let's get into this video.
Now, allow me to remind you that Jasmine Crockett is her. While you all are out here capping for the decorum of President Obama, Jasmine Crockett is letting the Republicans have it. Now, we've already seen how she annihilated Marjorie Taylor Greene. Well, today she had Representative Nancy Mace, her of the trans bathroom bill in the Capitol, spurting about going outside, like she ever wants to go outside with Jasmine Crockett. Let's watch.
These campaign coffers really are struggling right now. So she gonna keep saying trans, trans, trans so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen.
Wait, before I get to Nancy Mace, did you catch the hair flip and the intentional use of child in such a disrespectful manner? Well, let's take a look at the reaction she got that she was going for.
Child, listen. I want y'all to tell me whether or not.
Do not call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those
I'm 47 years
emails
old. I have broken
actually
more
have.
glass ceilings than you
Chairman,
have.
I am reclaiming my time.
You will not do that. I am
Order.
not a
Chairman,
child.
I am
not a
reclaiming
child.
my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr. Chairman, the committee is not
Okay,
in order.
Order.
Point of order. Point of order.
Order.
Nancy Mace hot. You got Nancy Mace out here stuttering, talking about let's take it outside. You see, she didn't jump up out that seat, did you? See, that's how you do it. Jasmine Crockett is that fire. And if the Democratic Party had more Jasmine Crockett and fewer people willing to sing kumbaya moments with people they spent over a decade calling a fascist and a threat to democracy, the Democratic Party would start to have the semblance of a backbone. Yeah, Nancy Mace doesn't want to see Jasmine Crockett outside.
Yo, these white folks, they done brought the trailer park to politics. Did y'all see Nancy face telling Jasmine Crockett to meet her outside? Only if Jasmine was like faux extra, turning down no fades. But I'll tell you this, if anything happened to Jasmine, I don't care who did it to her, man, woman, or child, I'm crashing out. How professional is that? If you call somebody to meet you outside at your job, you probably wouldn't have a job anymore. Now, if it was reversed, they'd be like, oh, she ghetto, she hood, she DEI, she don't need her position. They'd be calling for her head. Now, let's not talk about Pete Hasseth. This dude name should be Pete Has Sex, because he's not turning down nothing. If Pete Has Sex was black, he would have already been arrested for that hotel charge. Those hotel allegations, they would have already locked him up. We're witnessing white privilege in real time, because if Nancy and Pete was black, they would have never made it this far. and Nancy probably would have been arrested by now. Jasmine Crockett, stay owning these white women.
So apparently on the House floor, Nancy Mace tried to challenge Jasmine Crockett to a fight and basically was like, hey, you want to take it outside? Now, before we take a look at that, let's take a look at the actual situation that led up to it. So the first video I saw showed Nancy Mace getting checked verbally by Jasmine Crockett. Basically talking about how she keeps bringing up trans people and all this other stuff. But at the end of that sentence, she said child, as in C-H-I-L-E, not C-H-I-L-D. Now, we at a black delegation, we know what she meant. But apparently Nancy Mace didn't, and she went off. I am not a child. I am not a child. I am 47 years old. I have broken through more glass ceilings than you ever have. And finally, she's just like, you want to take it outside? You want to take it outside? The dude had to take her mic away. So I started thinking, I'm like, to me, it sounds like this ain't the first time she didn't check her like that, because she reacted like angrily. Turns out I was right. Upon further research, that ain't even the first time Jasmine has checked her this week. Apparently, Nancy Mace said somebody had white privilege, and Jasmine was like, I know you're not talking over there. The epitome of white privilege sitting over there talking about somebody having white privilege. But what gets me is not only did she get dog walked verbally twice in the same week, but then she gonna ask somebody, oh, you want to take it outside? You want to take it outside? And this is gonna sound terrible, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Why? So you can get your ass whooped in a government building again? You need to watch who you're talking to.
So as y'all know, pardon my voice, I've been very sick. It's horrible. Nancy Mace, Congresswoman Nancy Mace from South Carolina, she has been very vocal about this new Sarah McBride, Congresswoman trans, who was a natural born man, not using the female restroom at the Capitol. And she has pushed this issue because it's bothersome that a man is going to serve as a congresswoman instead of their biological gender. Well, you get Democrat Jasmine Crockett from Texas basically confronted her about it, saying, you're saying this, you're saying that, and she called her child. And Nancy Mace goes, I'm not a child. Do you want to take it outside? And at first I'm like, well, is she talking about like go have a beer and coffee and talk? And then I remembered that she's the first woman to graduate from the Citadel. So I thought, well, shit, maybe Dana White should jump in and start selling some tickets. And I'll be Nancy's coach. And we can teach a little Marine Corps left, right, left. And it'll all be good. Yeah, y'all, that's the state we're in right now. We've got to get this mental health problem under control in our country.
Before TikTok goes boom, I just want to say, as we move forward, in this new, era that we're about to be in the next couple of days, I'm about to put all of my chips on Jasmine Crockett. And the reason why I say that is because Jasmine Crockett, through this entire time, has not let up on Republicans, conservatives, anybody that's seeking to challenge her. She is truly speaking truth to power. And I idolize, this type of behavior and this type of the strength that she's showing regardless of what has gone on. I think that the Democratic Party needs to move in this direction. And going forward, this rhetoric and the way that she goes about handling them, getting on their level, and while also being able to destroy them with facts and evidence, and just the way that she does it, I think Jasmine Crockett should be the future of the Democratic Party. Just point blank, period. She has not bent the knee. She has not gone out without a fight, and she's still continuing to talk her shit even now. And there are so many moments throughout Kamala Harris's campaign and through just this presidential election alone that damn near she didn't carry the Democratic Party on her shoulders. So as I go forward, I will spend a lot of my time, as much as possible, trying to promote Jasmine Crockett. Because if there's any Democratic Party that I want to get behind, in any way, shape, or form, she is that version. I mean intelligent, I mean classy, I mean talk her shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of push that we need, for this party to move forward. So for the next, foreseeable future, this is the direction that the Democrats need to go in. I'm just being honest with you. Because she is the way forward and she is the future. Period. Have a nice fucking day.
All right, we've got some drama on the House floor to break down, but first, can we just take a moment to appreciate Representative Jasmine Crockett from Texas? Because she's playing the game right, more so than almost any other Democrat. I've been complaining on the show a lot about how we're always responding to the Republican narrative, how it feels like we're playing the game on their turf despite us having the facts on our side, the forward-looking vision on our side. Republicans are just able to punch us over and over and over, and after the 30th punch, Democrats are still like, oh my God, I can't believe we just got punched. At some point, we have to punch back, we have to fight back, and we need knife fighters, political knife fighters, metaphorically, of course. And Jasmine Crockett has that brand perfectly. So let's just break down what she did right today. Not only did she bait Marjorie Taylor Greene, she also baited Nancy Mace. Nancy Mace tried to fight Jasmine Crockett, and Jasmine Crockett maintains her composure the entire time. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. And let's just start off with this. MAGA Representative Nancy Mace had a serious meltdown today, after being triggered by a Democratic colleague calling her out during a meeting of the House Oversight Committee. The 119th Congress, we're only about a week into it, and it's already a shit show. The incident took place shortly after the House voted to pass an anti-transgender bill that bars biological men from participating in women's sports. Representative Jasmine Crockett, a Democrat from Texas, took a shot at Mace and other Republicans for putting a target on the most vulnerable in our country, and that is where this all began. Now, I just want to say, Republicans love this trans issue. They use it as a wedge because it helps distract from their lack of competency on every other issue. For example, there is one transgender congresswoman right now, and her name is Representative Sarah McBride. Now, Representative Sarah McBride has said multiple times she wants to keep her head down. Her identity is not a big part of why she is in Congress. She is just like everybody else. Yet Republicans are the ones that are blowing up this one transgender congresswoman and trying to pass bills based on her. So you can see it's a perfect microcosm of the problem where there is one out of 435 members that's trans, and Republicans are trying to turn it into a national story to distract. So let's start off with this clip of Marjorie Taylor Greene. This is where it began, and it almost sounds like she's talking about Matt Gaetz in this clip. Just think about Matt Gaetz while she's saying this.
And keep your biological men who are mentally insane and have sexually perversive ideas, thoughts, and fantasies out of our bathrooms, out of our sports, out of our women's spaces. And if you want to continue to be the party that stands up for that absolute insane bullshit, we'll keep beating you election after election after election. You want to know why? Because y'all are for they, them, and we're for the American people. And we actually do stand up for people's rights. We stand up for the unborn. We stand up for women and children, and we will protect them from the deranged lunatics that you all call women.
When number one, that is just insane. But number two, when she's saying that the mentally ill, biological men need to stay out of women's spaces. If I were a woman, I would feel much more comfortable being around Sarah McBride than somebody like Matt Gaetz, who has an actual history, a legitimate history of being a predator. Meanwhile, Marjorie Taylor Greene will run defense for Matt Gaetz. And when she says she wants rights for all Americans, she means that unless you immigrated here, unless you're gay, unless you're trans, unless you're not a Christian, unless you're brown, I mean, we can keep going, but Marjorie Taylor Greene acting like she's some moral beacon is absolutely laughable. But here's how Representative Jasmine Crockett jumped in about a minute later.
Somebody's campaign coffers really are struggling right now. So she gonna keep saying trans, trans, trans so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen,
and right now she's talking about Representative Nancy Mace. She's looking at Nancy Mace during this. Let me restart this. And the word child really pisses Nancy Mace off.
Somebody's campaign coffers really are struggling right now. So she gonna keep saying trans, trans, trans so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I want y'all to tell me whether or
Do
not
not call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those
I'm 47 years
emails
old. I have broken
actually
more
have.
glass ceilings than you
Chairman,
ever
I
will.
am reclaiming my
Let's go.
time.
You will not do that. I
Order.
am not a
Chairman,
child.
I am
not a
reclaiming
child.
my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr.
you
Chairman, the committee is not.
Okay.
If you want to take it outside.
Order.
Point of order. Point of order.
Order.
Okay, I'm sure James Comer is going to handle this completely professionally, and he's going to call Nancy Mace out for that threat of violence, right? When somebody says we can take this outside, they're very clearly saying, like, hey, let's go take it outside and fight or whatever.
What the gentlelady said was, we can take this outside if you want. And
Okay, so
that could mean you could go outside and have a cup of coffee or perhaps a beer, or
This
you know, I mean, we have
seriously,
lots of conversations outside. So I'm going to rule that that it was just a
that it's okay.
that it's okay.
All right, and then point of inquiry.
And remember, this is a slippery slope you're going down, because we have.
Oh, you're
disagreements
going
in
down
this
the
committee,
slippery
as you
slope.
know.
So just to be clear, in this committee, we can ask we can threaten violence on someone as long as
that's not.
excuse me.
I did not threaten violence.
Excuse me,
I threatened no
excuse me.
violence.
There was
I
no
threatened
violence.
no violence.
There was no violence.
As long
no
as
violence.
at the
Don't
end.
create a
I
false
threatened no
question.
violence.
That's Representative Maxwell Frost, who's pushing back on Comer right now. Just to flex really quickly, I've interviewed both Maxwell Frost and Representative Jasmine Crockett. Great people.
You're making shit up as
It's
you
good
go
to know.
along. You
Good
might
to
want
know.
to figure this one out.
Order. There was no
I thought you were
Chairman.
cursing today.
No violence.
Mr. Chairman,
No violence.
I'm going to appeal the rule.
This is absolutely absurd. Okay, so Chairman James Comer says, essentially, as long as you phrase it as a question, if you want. So if Jasmine Crockett would have said, yeah, we could go out there and I could beat your ass if you want, would James Comer have been as lenient? Absolutely not. Obviously not. And I'm just going to say it. Honestly, the fact that Jasmine Crockett is black pisses Nancy Mace and Marjorie Taylor Greene off. I don't remember if you guys remember this from a few months back. Marjorie Taylor Greene says something about Jasmine Crockett's eyelashes or maybe earrings, just some really weird racially coded comment, and she would not have said that to a white representative. I'm just going to say it. I genuinely think that Jasmine Crockett being black makes Nancy Mace extra mad. Extra mad. Let's go back and watch this clip one more time, because it's when she's using the word child where Nancy Mace really starts to freak out.
Do not call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those
I'm 47 years
emails
old.
You're a grown woman, and then you say right after, we can take this outside, like you're some sort of, not even frat bro. This is something from middle school.
broken more glass ceilings than you
Chairman,
ever
I
Order,
am
please.
reclaiming my
Let's go.
time.
You will not do that. I
Order.
am not a child.
I am
not a
reclaiming
child.
my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr.
you can
Chairman,
do
the
it.
committee is not
Okay.
in order.
All right. Order.
This person is absolutely a child, and they've proven this throughout this entire day. But let's continue reading this article. Quote, the fact that you just sat up there and somehow figured out how to tie trans folk to your argument makes no sense to me. But let me tell you something. Trans people ain't going anywhere. Just like when the racists wanted to make sure that black people somehow are going to be dismissed in this country, we ain't left either, Crockett said. Crockett continued, referring to Mace's selling merchandise of her efforts to keep trans women out of bathrooms, quote, somebody's campaign coffers are really struggling right now. So she's going to keep saying trans, trans, trans. That's the clip that we just watched. Then Nancy Mace jumps in and interjects. And then Chairman James Comer says, you know, when he says we could take this outside, that can mean for a cup of coffee, perhaps a beer. This is the type of gaslighting that Democrats go through on a day-to-day basis, and it's honestly driving me mad. Do you know how many times Republicans said, after the election, for example, hey, you guys called us fascists. You said that Trump was like Hitler, but he doesn't have any imperial ambitions. What's fascist about Trump, other than him trying to overthrow an election? Now, 2 months later, we have all of them using the same rhetoric about imperial ambitions. They're lining up behind Trump and saying, yeah, maybe we should take Greenland through military coercion. So it just, I do not buy the idea, number one, obviously, that it was to go outside and have a cup of coffee, but that Republicans are approaching in good faith at all. And we're being gaslit by thinking that. And I'm not saying Democrats should start storming the Capitol or should be absolute freaks like Nancy Mace. Of course, that's not the argument I'm making, but we have to punch back. We can't get punched in the face 30 times and be surprised each time. And this is coming from a lifelong Democrat, a liberal. You guys know that I'm not leaving the Democratic Party. I'm just saying this because I want us to be better so we can beat people like Nancy Mace. The fact that Trump is returning to power is mind-boggling. And as much as it was about inflation and about all of these different things, about Biden dropping out too late, a lot of it is Democratic messaging. If we were the messengers that we should be, then Trump would be in jail right now because he tried to overthrow an election. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
Nah, because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it and I want to know, like, if Jasmine Crockett really had responded and got up and said, yeah, because I like that shit, so what up? How was you going to respond? How was you really going to respond? Because, oh my God, I love it. If Jasmine Crockett would have got up and snatched that wig off and said, yeah, because I like that shit, so we can go. What was you going to say, Nancy? What was you finna say, Mace? I don't know. That shit had me crying. Like, I know a bitch. I know a Caucasian bitch that got 911 on speed dial immediately. I can smell one from across the fucking world. Like, I just know that bitch would have had the fucking police officers outside the door effectively as soon as Jasmine crossed that fucking threshold to try to go outside to meet her. I know them police officers would have been waiting in fucking handcuffs for Jasmine Crockett. That shit is crazy. I could smell it. First of all, skirt, real quick. I need you to put that on pause. Yeah, we need you to update that AAVE because what the fuck you talking about? Because we can take this outside. Who even says that shit anymore? Hold on, baby. I love it when, like, fucking racist America, especially Caucasian Americans, they're the worst. I love when the most bigoted, racist people in the world always want to talk shit to black people, but then you talk shit in AAVE. That shit mind boggles. It's fucking buffoonery. I fucking love it. This shit is hilarious. Like, how you hate me and you sounding just like me right now? That shit is crazy. That shit is like, I ain't gonna hold you, sis. So yeah, I need you to hold on. Mace, I need you to update that AAV card, okay? When you're talking to me, when you're talking to one of mine, I need you to come better. Like, I would even understood if you talk I'm not a child, because don't talk to me like that, because we can get it popping. I would even expect that. I would have respected that. We could have got a pop, we could get shaking. Or you could have just said, like I said, so what up? Because you're not going to talk to me like I'm a kid. Damn. At least come to me updated. Like, update your personality, right? Then come talk shit to me, and then we could rewind real quick, and we can start all over. Not you doing that. I just know that bitch last name would have all of a sudden been in her purse with that fucking face. If Jasmine responded in kind. Oh Lord, oh my goodness, this shit has me tickle fucking pig, and I hate fucking Caucasian people like that. I can't stand it. Because you know damn well, because of how Jasmine Crockett looks, she has to have a certain level of professionalism that you do not have to have. She has to work overtime, okay, to go the extra mile to be considered classy or a class act. Or while you can be the most ratchet, ghetto, savage, gutter, uneducated, unprofessional ass bitch in America and still get a certain level of fucking respect all because your ass is white. You got the blanquito, bitch. What? Don't ever challenge Mrs. Crockett gangster again. Don't do that. Because y'all really don't be ready for that. And that's why y'all antagonize that fucking situation. Y'all antagonize that shit. Boy, I tell you. A white woman gonna white woman, baby. She gonna white the fuck women. I'm not a child. You sure? Cause you could have fooled me. All right, I don't know. Not responding like that in Congress. All right, we might want to put them degrees together, baby.
We might seriously have to start putting AAVE in the curriculum. AAVE is African American Vernacular English, because the way some of y'all don't understand what we're saying, so we might need to add it to the curriculum somewhere. Between preschool to college, a course needs to be taken. Because this woman, Representative Nancy Mace, tried to fight this woman, Jasmine Crockett, but tried to fight her over an AAVE misunderstanding. Please watch this.
Somebody's campaign coffers really are struggling right now. So she gonna keep saying trans, so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I want y'all to tell me whether or
Do
not
not call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those
I'm 47 years
emails
old. I have broken
actually
more
have
glass ceilings than you
Chairman,
ever
I
will.
am reclaiming my time.
You will not do that. I
Order.
am not a
Chairman,
child.
I am
not a
reclaiming
child.
my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr. Chairman, the committee is not in order.
Point of order.
She was so mad. First of all, if you don't understand what's happening, if you're not, familiar with AAV, child and child are two different things. Jasmine Crockett said child, CHILE, which is like saying girl. It is simply used to show emotion. I guess it's the best way I can describe it. Child, CHILD, is very different. Child and child, two different words with two different meanings. and threatening to beat someone up. Girl, sit down. But trying to do it all over a misunderstanding. I mean, oh, the embarrassment. And also, not like it matters, not like I advocate violence, but she would have got beat up. So you might not even want to go there. Just in case you are like Nancy Mace and you don't know the difference, now you know. Child are two different things. Calm down.
Not a child. I am reclaiming my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr. Chairman and committee.
Child, these Karens are out of control. I have a real question. If Jasmine Crockett would have got up and said, let's go outside, I would have loved to see what Nancy Mace would have done. And I could probably guess what she would have done is that she would have then called the police on a fight she started. Now, I don't believe that Jasmine Crockett called her child. I think it was just a figure of speech like, child, let me tell you. But she, obviously not understanding the contents of what she was saying, told Jasmine Crockett, let's go outside. Listen, I don't know if you saw my last video this morning, right? These Karens are out of control. And they really think that they can handle us. And I beg to differ. I don't care how tiny Jasmine Crockett is. My money would have been on Jasmine Crockett. Period. And I don't give a damn if Nancy Mace graduated from the Citadel. I think she would have gotten her ass handed to her. And that would have been really exciting to see. And you know what? I say that, but in the past, I've been a fan of Nancy Mace because she has stood up to her party. But you can't tell a black woman, meet me outside, or even a Latina woman, and think that we might not rise to the occasion. So this is my fair warning. Jasmine Crockett in Congress would have to keep her cool. She is a congresswoman. The rest of us do not, but I digress. Whew. What a day, what a day, what a day we're going to have. What a week.
Order.
Oh my God. I just saw the clip with Representative Jasmine Crockett and Representative Nancy Mace. Why is it always Jasmine Crockett in the middle of these culture clashes in the House? Now, I'm not saying she's to blame. I'm just saying she's always involved. Two representatives disagreeing with each other isn't anything new. But the fact that it was Jasmine Crockett saying child as a black euphemism, and that's setting off Nancy, I don't even know what to call it. But I do want to say, I'm not for our Congress members getting to physical violence. I'm not going to support that or advocate for that. And I'm definitely, and absolutely not advocating for women fighting with each other. There ain't no grounds that I really stand for that. Well, there are some cases, but we ain't gonna get into that right now. But I'm familiar in some cultures, in order to prove you're worthy of leadership, a demonstration of violence sometimes takes place.
So this is all I got from this video. I think I saw it yesterday or earlier today, right? I mean, everywhere you like turn around is Jasmine Crockett and Nancy. See, I love it. I think black people should be using AAVE more because some people seems confused. And that is to tell you some people that are always very quick to tell you there are no child are always the first to tell you how childish they are. And how I keep saying this, how did she get to that Congress? Because I am not understanding. She want to take it where? Outside. What would she be doing outside? With who? Jasmine Crockett. So if Jasmine had decided to, like, let's get it down. But I love Jasmine. She is that classy, I love how she's classy and at the same time gangster. She says it the way it is. She says it the way it is. I mean, she is, definition of everything a beautiful woman should be. I mean, a beautiful woman should be classy, should be gangster, should also be straight smart, should be with all of it. Everything you want, she's going to give it to you. She is also intelligent. When I talk about intelligent, like, she is the epitome of intelligence. She is so brilliant. I have listened to Jasmine Crockett talk, especially during the campaign period. Also, I listened to her, and also I have been watching her from, like, the Congress meetings and all that. She is just excellent. If there is something more than that black magic, that is what I call her, right? And she is the kind of people a lot of people should look up to. I love her so much. I love her so much. And now let me say this. A Democrat doesn't know what they have. I want them to really, be fully awake that Jasmine is an asset. I don't know how to say it, but you all know what I am saying. When you see asset, you definitely will know what asset is. So she is a great definition of pure asset. And she is giving them headache. Yeah. You know what I was saying? She is a great barrier. You know, when something is a great barrier, that she is standing in all the time. They know her kind. They know what she can do. They know she's fearless. That is what she is. So the best they can do is always look for a way to attack her character, or look for a way to attack her, right? Well, I love me some Jasmine. She is everything, and she is everything. So why she said she did not mean child. She didn't say child, actually, right? But just that some people did not understand that Black people speak. And then she already jumped on. Don't call me a child. Is that attitude not childlike? Her attitude is not childlike. And I was just, when I saw the video in the morning, excuse me, I was still in bed. Yeah, it was early in the morning that I saw the video. I was still in bed. So my brain was like, what if immediately she said that, meet me outside, and Jasmine followed? She is 47 years. But some people, when they are 47 years, they are already like vegetable that they've been preserving since last week. All this lipless community could just be like that, sometimes. So I was like, what if she had followed her outside? Oh my goodness, what's going on? And something happens. Say no more. But I love the way it ended, It ended there, and no need to go outside, because our own Jasmine cannot. She is a queen, and she can't be going outside with everybody, right? So she is a great asset to not just only Black community, to Democrats. And I really do hope that they understand and they see that. Yeah, so let me know what you all think in the comment section. I don't know what happened to my voice all of a sudden. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.